event. Look at this, right? We have it fade out, and then we can fade it in, just like that. We care about your production values, Alex. But give me a sec, I'll turn off the other one, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this one is Batman the video game. It is on NES. This one has a little bit weird of a timer thing going on, so I will set that on my side. We actually start the timer at -1. So we will go here and do that quickly. And I will also make sure that I'm not going to cheat because I don't know if save states are on. No, they're not. Okay. So we're good. Batman was my first speedrun I ever learned. This is an impossible one to do commentary. There is so much to explain. This is about a 10-minute run on the best of times, but it is so much to explain, but we'll try to give it our best anyway. So right off the start, we're going to be holding start literally, and that's going to buffer for the end of the game. We're gonna restart. Okay, so the most important screen in this entire run is 1-1. We cannot start 1-1 and just punch in the air like that. So we're gonna try this one more time. So, all right. Hopefully that's good enough. So why 1-1 is so important is, thank you, is you have 0.3 seconds at the very beginning of this run to manipulate all of the ammo drops on this screen, and that's probably going to give you ammo for the rest of the run. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to get ammo for the rest of the run, but we can leave with like 60 to 70 ammo if we do this correctly, which we did. It's again a 0.3 window. The rest of the run is a little bit harder to, okay, I was going to say, it's a little bit harder to control the ammo drops that you get, because realistically at the end of the day, as soon as you take like a random hit like I just did, you're basically on a global timer that you cannot control anymore. So the name of this game is literally, if you've ever played this game, this is a ridiculously hard game. There's a lot of execution that goes into this speedrun. I would literally rank this probably one of the top 5 hardest speedruns to learn, at least when it comes to the NES. And everything about it, like there's nothing that's easy. Like it's just from start to finish, it just never lets up. This, for example, is like a 2-pixel window that you can like jump up, or a 2-frame window to throw that battering behind you. And everything in this is just like incredibly optimized. So we have the first moth. There's a little bit of RNG with that moth. There's like a 30 to 50% chance that he'll swoop depending on the pixel that you're standing on. We did get good RNG, despite having a weird global when we got there, so he decided to swoop, which is good. If he doesn't swoop, we lose about 2 seconds. This is where it gets like really hard to explain this one, because there's so little time to explain everything that's going on in this run. And from the beginning, beginning of 2-2, all the way to, okay, we're gonna have to do some weird stuff there. The beginning of 2-2 all the way to, sorry, the beginning of 2-1 even, but 2-2 all the way until the end of the game, we're actually on a health route, so we don't want to take accidental damage like that, because it's really going to mess up basically the end game. Especially level 3 and level 4, where we take multiple damage boosts. So if you're actually optimal, which this time I have no reason to be, so we took a lot of weird hits, you would use live split while running this to kind of pay attention to like the timer time. And you really want to, by the end of this next level, like entering the boss fight, enter between 332 or 333. That's largely considered by the Batman community as kind of like the god pattern. It will produce a low-low or low-high shot pattern depending on the time that you enter, which will allow you to have essentially like the quickest quick kill against the boss. And level 2 is a beast in this game. Like it's probably one of the hardest sequences in terms of like strats if you're going for everything on like a record level. On this screen alone, there's a 1-frame window, and then a 2-frame jump coming up, and there's also I think like a 2-frame jump at the end or something like that. So it's a lot of stuff. but we're gonna enter an extremely weird time. I'm guessing like 3:36 or 3:37. So at that point, we're gonna have not the best pattern, but I'll check over on live split in a second. Oh, I have a weird pattern. Oh, wait, live split froze. I was gonna say it's like 123. I don't know what happened with live split. Well, we'll never know. Apparently, oh, there we go. I split on the first one. So I don't know what my actual pace was entering there, but now we're like 4 minutes in, so. After I remember, cannot split. Oops. Yeah, unfortunately it was the record until I unsplit. So 3-3 is pretty annoying. There was a 0.3 second manipulation there as well, and then down, oh, that's not good. Down here, you can also manipulate these jumpers to like jump or not jump at you. Because this is Alex's marathon, we'll go for like the really weird, especially since this pace is like borderline extremely dead at this point. There's like a task only thing that I was able to do at some point when I still ran this. We'll try for you, Alex. It's in this screen and it's after the spike car above me basically. So let's see if we can get that at all, but it's like a 1 frame window into a 3 frame window off a pixel perfect jump technically. There is a setup to like stand in the area that you need to jump. Nope. Denied. So you can jump up that little tiny gap there and it saves about 1 second. When I was still running this a long time ago, I could get it about 30% of the time. But it's absolutely a strat that like nobody goes for. These jumps over the cogs are 1 frame each, depending on your setup. This is why we need a health route for basically the entire game. We want to enter this boss at least 4 health because the quick kill requires 4 health. Funny enough, the enemies that I killed down there, they dropped 2 hearts, so I'm kind of above health right now. But this quick kill requires 4 hearts usually. 3 damage rather, like 4, oh no, I split again, I'm an idiot. So that is the worst pattern that we could have got. What's up, Will and Tricotine? So these things that they're dropping, the bees, they do nothing. They're basically bonus points. Points literally do nothing in this game. You could collect 1 million and you don't get an extra life. So they're essentially extremely worthless. We want about 70 ammo for this section, or sorry, about 50 ammo. Like, we're actually doing really good for ammo. We're a little bit low for health. We're going to ideally take 2 damage boosts coming up here. So that 1 health actually the guy just dropped was huge. If one of these other guys could drop health, we're kind of set for like the rest of the level, but health drops in this game can't be counted on. They're 12.5% drop. This is probably one of the harder stages because everything kind of comes together here. And yeah, so we'll see here. 61 ammo is not bad. It's not the worst thing. Yeah, these are like the 2 damage boosts that we're gonna take. I'll skip 1 here. So I'll wait slightly and then I'll drop down here. That allows me to pass through that laser and I can throw a battering in that kind of way to avoid those 2 enemies. If you haven't noticed by now, you can pass through enemies when they're in a state of hit stun, which is actually a really unique thing to this game. I think I've never seen it in another game. And this dude coming up is affectionately named Diggler. He is a 2 frame window. If you get knocked off that ledge, you lose about 13 seconds. We managed to save 3 seconds, or sorry, 0.3 seconds killing him like that just now, so it's like one of the lopsided time saves in this game. This stair strat coming up is incredibly difficult too, and I can't do it anymore because apparently I took a hit like a madman. So That means we're probably gonna have to die on the cubes unless one of these guys drops a heart, which they never do. No, of course not. So we're gonna jump right into this cube and die. The patterns that you get on these cubes are frame-based. It's incredibly hard to survive with 1 health. Okay, let's not split. And entering level 5, this is one of the hardest levels in the entire game. The climb itself has 2 pixel-perfect jumps between the gears. If you've ever played this game casually, they just randomly threw those jumps in even though there's like nothing else in the game like that. And in terms of the speedrun, the second last boss is a pixel-perfect window, or sorry, a 2 pixel window on the right side, pixel-perfect on the left side. And then the speedrun ends technically in a 1-frame glitch. So it's all kinds of madness at the very end of the speedrun. Casually, it's equally as bad. Like, Joker does 3 damage. He's the only boss in the entire game that can hit for more than 1. And a lot of people definitely struggle on the Joker when they get here casually. So this jump right here and the previous jump, they're pixel perfect. Depending how you jump down like that, it's really hard to talk and do that. Depending how you drop down like that and jump, you have a 4 pixel window and 4 different jump heights that you can do to literally jump through those cogs, but effectively it's pixel perfect. So yeah, as I said, this is Firebug. We want to loop him. It's a 2 pixel window right here, and he escaped, so he's a jerk. So we're gonna get like this really awkward whatever this is now. And then it's really important actually to kill him without looping. Or sorry, without running out of ammo. So anyway, sorry, Joker, of course, we take a hit. It's gonna be probably near impossible to set up the Joker glitch now. We might have got it by accident. Okay, we didn't. It was 1 frame off. But I definitely didn't time that properly. Alright, that was Batman. It wasn't the best. There were some deaths along the way. That's really hard to commentate that one by myself, but there's a lot that goes on. Like, you either commentate this game or you play this game, I feel. Like, there's so much to explain in such a short period of time, it's literally impossible. But easily one of my favorite speedruns. Really good game. A lot going on with that one, it's very fun. Thanks, Canadian Nick, or CDN, I assume that's Canadian. Obscure Lifeform, Alex, Badge, Trickety, Natalie, Omega, Will, Burst, Eric. It's hard to comment. There's a couple like that where I'm just not good at commentating them at the same time, but Batman is one. It's really hard to explain Batman.